You are listening to Loud on the Set with Kyle and James.
A level-headed movie critic meets a loudmouth movie cynic. And action!
All right, welcome back to the show. My name is Kyle.
This is James.
And today, James, what are we doing?
Dirty dancing.
Was that a sigh at the end?
I don't know what that was. We'll figure out what that meant later. I don't know.
Okay, Dirty Dancing is happening.
A retro review, Kyle.
A classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
You guess?
Well,
it's a classic.
What do our guests think?
We have guests today. Yay! Joining us again, Andrea. Thank you for being here. And a newcomer to the show, Kathryn, is joining us. Kathryn, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing well.
Excellent.
Excited. Pumped to be here.
Good.
Excellent. Well, Kathryn, we have a segment on the show that we called Why the Hell Should We Listen to You? Kathryn, tell us, who is Kathryn? When is Kathryn? Why is Kathryn? Anything you want.
That's deep.
Well, I do have some expertise about this movie to contribute, and that, like everyone, the story begins with where you came from. So I grew up in a town in the Midwest, in my college town, I was in a sorority. And from the time of school beginning, probably my sophomore year, September, until probably the end of my sophomore year, in the room that I shared with two other girls in our sorority house, the movie Dirty Dancing was playing on a loop for that entire period of time. There were moments where either the musical Hairspray or Dreamgirls made an appearance.
They snuck in.
Weird. But the stronghold was with Dirty Dancing. So if at any point, coming back from class, taking a nap, like recovering from a hangover, someone was in charge of making sure that when the disc ended, they said resume play.
That was gonna be my question, actually, Kathryn, was if your experience was anything like mine or the ladies I knew in college, was it a VHS? You said disc.
No, this was definitely a DVD. I know because we had multiple copies. So I have a copy.
Did you wear them out?
Well, I don't know. I think for some reason we just had multiple copies. And so I have one. My friend Mal has one. And then I think Eva was the one that received Dreamgirls for Christmas. And so that's where that came into the rotation.
The other movie that my lady friends in college loved to play on a loop was Top Gun. Was that big with you as well? Top Gun Dirty Dancing was like a 1-2 punch.
I think it
vastly
was a different
films.
generation.
I disagree. I fully disagree.
Yes, thank you.
I think it's like very romanticized genres of, I don't know, ways of being.
Top Gun?
Ways of being.
Ways of being. All right, that's Kathryn.
Excellent. Well, Kathryn.
Another Midwesterner, Kyle.
I know. Surprise, surprise. Look at that. We're in the Midwest.
Illinois.
Illinois?
Yeah.
Nice. I was in Ohio.
Okay. Well, I feel like it's so obvious Midwesterners here. I don't know.
We do stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite a bit. Well, Andrea, this is a favorite movie of yours. Would that be accurate?
It is a favorite movie of mine. You know, I grew up watching this movie. My parents love this movie. My parents they love to dance and they're huge saps. And I am a product of that. And so I just grew up watching this. We did have the VHS of it, but we didn't have, I don't think we had an actual copy. I think it was a taped copy that they had gotten off the television.
Excellent.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure that's what I grew up with.
With the commercials still in it?
No commercials.
Like spliced
TV
out
edit?
the way my dad would do
I
it?
think-
Like stop it and then start it when the commercials stop?
I honestly feel like they probably taped it one of those weekends when you get free HBO. And
Not
that's what they
in
did.
Illinois.
I'm a California girl, born and raised, so, you know.
Antenna
Land of
television.
dreams, milk and honey out here.
I never had cable.
Am I the only one then that I didn't see this in the theater, but my family did? I sort of resisted it. I was like, I'm not going to fucking see Dirty Dancing. Are you kidding me? I'm old enough where I remember this being in the theater.
I wasn't alive when this came out in the theater.
I was alive.
That's great.
I think it came out in, 87?
1987.
Yeah, I was alive.
Just born.
Wow.
Yeah.
The planet Earth.
All right.
Look at this.
I
James
just-
scratches out 1987. Oh, God.
I'm the only one in the room who has the memory of like resisting seeing, because I was a little kid. You know, I'm like, I'm James. I'm
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
playing ball. I'm playing
We
football.
know
I don't want to
you.
go to the fucking theater to watch Dirty Dancing.
89 episodes later, we know who James is.
Yeah, and then you.
This is a classic.
But that's what I was
know.
going to
Swayze
say.
was-
All right, well, we'll get into it. We'll get
Yeah,
into
but
it.
not a cool thing for a stickball
No.
playing kid from the East Coast.
No, not at all.
Also,
I'm gonna go pay 5 cents to see it. I don't
right.
know.
5 cents. Yes.
How expensive it is
Yes.
for your
Oh my
day.
There was.
All right.
Burn notice.
All right. Who are resident experts on Dirty Dancing? It's Andrea and Kathryn, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Go for it. What's this movie about?
Oh gosh.
I'm putting you on the spot. Kyle usually does.
Plot
this
synopsis. Very basic. Because I think for most people that haven't seen this, when you would recount the plot to them, they would be like, what? Because it's much deeper and kind of, I don't know. It's easy to be stereotyped over time by looking at some of the more iconic parts of it. But yeah, very different from what you might expect.
All right. The year is 1963.
Yes.
And Baby, the main character, is probably like, I think she's 18. She's about to embark on her first tour of the Peace Corps. But before she goes, her liberal Jewish family is going on a weekend to... It's not Catskills, but
Yeah,
it's
the Catskills.
The Catskills. I don't really know what that means, so you Midwestern people.
Mountain range in New York.
Oh,
Definitely
there
a
you go.
geographic feature.
I didn't know what it meant either.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm from the West Coast.
I know
There you go.
lakes.
Yeah.
They're great.
They're up there.
We got them. You want them, we got them. That's the Midwest.
Okay, so she's going with her family to this resort for a week or a weekend or something like that. And she doesn't think that she'd ever meet a man greater than her dad. And
Daddy issues.
yeah, really. She has a sister and a mom. The sister is very insecure. I feel
Obnoxious.
really and obnoxious.
She's the comic relief.
Entitled.
She is entitled. Yes. Okay, so they get to the place, and right away, Baby's kind of bored, right? And she wanders down to the mess hall, and the owner of the resort is having this discussion because, as the many layers of this movie, there's also class tensions
Oh, there
that are
sure is.
portrayed. So the servers are all the boys from Harvard that he hired, but the entertainers, oh god, this is such a great introspection of Patrick Swayze. They come in and immediately the owner's like, what are you guys doing here? None of this fancy hanky panky, I don't know, whatever, right? Something like that, right? And oh, Patrick Swayze's so great. And you're immediately introduced to this awful human being called Robbie, one of the waiters.
Robbie.
And he's given some lip to Patrick Swayze, and Patrick Swayze says the best line. He says, you keep putting your pickle on different plates, and I'll leave it to me to do the hard stuff. I ruined that line. But anyway, it's a great line, and then he knocks the napkin over and walks off, and you're like, oh my god, Patrick
All right,
Swayze.
let's focus up.
Okay,
Patrick
sorry.
Swayze.
Sorry. Okay, let me move forward. Okay, Baby's bored. She goes and carries a watermelon. She goes into the dancers, the workers, like fun space. She sees them dirty dancing, and
Mind blown.
I know, right? That dance scene, I could talk about that for an hour. Anyway.
We got time.
Well, I think the important, if I can just interject here, I
Yes,
think the
please,
important thing to notice here is that kind of like the core of this story is that it's Baby's journey of self-discovery, and that's why
Yes.
it's so compelling.
Sexual awakening.
Yeah, she's like, you can tell that she has an idea of who she should be, which is this sort of a little bit self-righteous, kind of know-it-all, gonna save the world, sort of, but privileged person with this perspective on how everything's broken and she can fix it, but she doesn't actually know who she is. And so this is how it unfolds at this family summer camp. She sort of has this conflict of these expectations of kind of what she thinks she should be into, which would be Robbie, the obnoxious Harvard guy that she actually kind of discovers is a turd. And then
Yeah,
she
description.
glimpses this whole other kind of like subculture that's really intriguing and exciting, and that's what happens when she opens the door into sort of the staff quarters and sees them dirty dancing.
Staff quarters.
There
So that's
it is.
sub-layer
No, that's
of the
great.
synopsis.
We should even also talk
a
about
whole year that I watched this movie.
She's been waiting to say that forever. Baby's journey of self-discovery.
It's totally what it is.
Yeah, very good.
And gosh, what happens? She's actually pushed on not Robbie, but the owner of the resort's nephew, Neil.
What a
who's-
nerd.
I don't even know. He's the worst. He
fucking
is
nerd.
so rapey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Perfect word. Perfect
He's
word.
so rapey when they're on the pier and he's like, oh, the wind blowing through your hair, and he's like touching. And you can see her face. She's just like, God, get your hands off me. Stop touching me. Get
It's
away
like
from
he
me.
like read it like how to say things to women so they might sleep with you. Like that's what he's. All right, page 6. You're on a pier. Like that's what's happening.
Yeah.
It's really gross.
The lifeguard story that he tells her.
Yeah,
it's so gross. Oh, God.
Oh, I have a comment about Neil and Robbie. I want to interject here for a second.
Go ahead.
Because this gives you insight into James and his life. When I finally got around to seeing this movie, because remember, I did not go to the theater, but it made its way into my house.
We got it, yeah.
VHS. I got exposed to Neil and Robbie. And it's funny because I had never seen or even interacted with people like that before in my life. Like growing up where I grew up, there were no khaki short wearing, Sperry, what loafers, right?
Definitely.
Country club
Yeah.
pricks. You know, like these
Top
preppy
senders.
jerk-offs. I had never seen one in my life. But I remember seeing the way that nerd Neil interacted with Baby. I was like, this motherfucker has no shot. You know, like, he has no shot. He's not even really confident. It's like this false confidence brought on by
Reading
money.
from the handbook.
Yeah, right? And I swore my whole life, Kyle. I was like, I will never be a Neil or a Robbie, no matter what. No matter what social layer I get to in my fucking life or whatever, I'll never be that guy. And I remember, here's some insight. This is a spin-off to a tangent story. When I got to college, I finally started meeting people like this. You know?
Yeah.
The Neils and the Robbies, like guys my age, 18 years old, playing golf. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you're like,
The way you said golf really made my skin feel off my body.
you know, and there's
Four-letter word.
Yeah, right. There's one dickhead in particular that tried to start beef between me and my girlfriend at the time. I remember one time I go to my girlfriend's room and this guy's already there, and right away that's like that's not right. You know, like I'm already like
Yeah.
ready to ooga booga, and this country club motherfucker from like somewhere in Connecticut starts making fun of the fact that I was wearing jean shorts. Remember jean shorts?
This guy.
You know, like
Do I have 2 pair? Yes.
all right. So I'm from.
lifestyle.
I'm who I am. I'm where I'm from. I'm wearing my baggy jean shorts and my big T-shirt, my hat, and all that stuff. And this guy starts making fun of me. He's my age, but he looks like a damn game show host with his khaki shorts and his like no socks, slip-ons. And I'm like, who the fuck does this motherfucker think he is? From Dirty Dancing? You know, I'll kill you. You know, like. So I hate the Neils and the Robbies of this world. That's it. I'm done. There's a long way of saying that, but yeah.
Sorry, I love it. Oh, my God.
All right, there's my commentary.
Okay,
That was
we're very
good.
So
Yeah.
would you say you're more of a Patrick Swayze fan?
Yeah, but like it's weird because yeah.
You know what?
We'll
You're
get it.
probably his cousin in the film. I forget what his name is, but remember the cousin is the guy who holds the watermelons. He's
Yeah.
also cute.
Yeah. Well, see,
The one
I'm
that
like
Patrick Swayze got him the job there.
Yeah.
well, see, I'm like Patrick Swayze in that I have like the blue collar upbringing, but I'm also like super, at this point in my life I'm not that anymore because I'm like super educated and look at what we do for a living and stuff
You
like that.
don't know what happened to Johnny in the film.
Oh, that's what I want to talk about much
because
later.
Also, not only is Baby going through a transformation, but I fully believe that Johnny is as well, because he's learning that there are people out there who give a damn about you, who can fix the world or at least try to, who care about something more than themselves.
That's the exact line from the movie.
I just watched it
Wow.
last night. I can't do it. It's
All right.
also just like printed across my soul. I can't, you know.
Where did we leave off in the synopsis? Though?
Yeah,
let's
so
get
they're
back on track.
seeing
Creepy
Dirty
Neil.
Dancing.
Creepy Neil.
Yeah, they see the
Door
Dirty
open,
Dancing.
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah,
grinding and gyrating.
I can mash potatoes.
Oh my god, such a great song.
There's
Contour.
definitely
Do
like
you
a
love me?
red scarf over a lamp somewhere in
Definitely.
the room too to like
Yeah.
set the mood.
Ooh.
Oh, it's
Definitely Fire
so good.
Hazard.
Love Man by Otis Redding. Oh my gosh, Patrick.
I believe Andrea told me at one point, don't ever mention Otis Redding because apparently I'm not worthy enough, right?
Jeez.
I said I quote, what did I was
Wow.
singing some song one day, And
She
she's like,
also
"Don't
said you
dare."
weren't Patrick Swayze, so a lot of shade.
I
Remember
think-
what happened to Ghost, right?
I don't know. I think you were trying to sing sitting on the dock of the
Sitting
bay.
on the dock of the bay.
And I was like, you don't know us, Redding. Don't act like you do.
Damn.
See what I got to put up with?
Check your hopes and dreams at the door.
Check
James,
it.
Because
Checked. I left him outside the studio.
All right, so gyrating and grinding and Patrick Swayze,
We're
yeah.
only like a quarter way.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
We're
Buckle up.
plodding
Not
along.
even at the fun stuff yet.
Okay, long story short, she's in the kitchen with Neil of the resort, and off to the side she sees Penny, who is Patrick Swayze's dance partner at the resort, crying in a state. So she's like, oh, we should get out. I gotta go do something else over here. They get out of there. She runs to Johnny's cousin, tells Johnny Penny's in trouble. She goes with them, not invited, but whatever. I think the thing is, Johnny's cousin was actually really trying with Baby, and she just like, you know, you can't when Patrick Swayze's
no,
there.
because she's self-righteous.
I know,
She's like,
well,
I've got to get in there.
I know, I have to have the baddest boy, not just the semi-bad boy. Exactly. Okay. They go, anyways, you find out Penny's knocked up. And she's knocked up by the worst,
The worst.
Robbie.
The turd.
The turd.
Khaki shorts.
Topsider. What did you call him, dickhead?
I call him a lot of things.
You did. Scroll back the tape.
And she decides that she's going to get not a divorce, an abortion. And that's illegal in 1963. Historians out there.
What up, Roe v. Wade?
I know, right?
That's it. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Right?
So, there's a doctor that's going to be coming into town for one day, and
Convenient.
It's
He lives on the circus train that's
know,
coming
apparently.
through town. Anyone that's in town for one day, be skeptical.
I know, right? And he'll do the abortion for her for $250. And I let you guys know because I looked this up. $250 in 1963 is about $2,000. It's like 1900 and some, like 1960.
Because I remember Johnny offers to pay for it with his salary, and people are like, you can't afford that, man. And then Baby goes and gets the money from
Her father, who can get it that night, which is incredible. Like, how much money do they have?
he's a doctor. Anyway. I don't know.
Wow.
But he doesn't know what it's for.
He
right?
doesn't know it's for, because Baby goes up to him and just says, I'm doing something to help a person. I can't tell you why. And her dad just believes her because Baby never lies. And so he gives her the money and she just goes and pays for the abortion. But there's a catch, because they're supposed to perform, Johnny and his partner Penny are supposed to perform at a different resort that night that she's supposed to have the abortion.
The very night.
The very night. So Baby offers to learn the moves to do the performance. And there.
What could go wrong?
Remember
What
Johnny?
could go
Remember
right?
Johnny Cass was like, she can't do it. She cannot do it. Remember how adamant he was?
And then her face,
I can
like,
do it.
the growth, the personal growth that's happening. So good. Okay. I'm
Wait,
going too slow.
Let
on this?
me interject something here.
Yeah,
'cause
please, Snoop.
I remember when I saw this for the first time. Again, I'm very young. Do they ever say the word abortion in the movie?
No.
Right, because as a young kid, I didn't know what was wrong with this woman. She's crouched on the floor. She's crying. She's being consoled, right? What the fuck is wrong with her?
Robbie
she's-
comes up.
Yeah, and there's all this secrecy behind what's actually wrong with this woman, and the money to buy it, and the doctors, a special kind of doctor who's only here. So, and then later on, if you remember, the cousin, Johnny's cousin, is describing what went wrong, right? And I have the quote. I think I'm going to mangle it, but it goes something like this. Kathryn, help me out. You know, he's in a panic. What went wrong with Penny? Blah, blah. He had a dirty kitchen knife and a folding table, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Whoa.
I don't mean to laugh, but as a little kid, I was like, I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
why would there be a knife? Help me out here, Kathryn.
I think it would, you would probably think, well, I've heard that sometimes people get kidnapped and then they wake up in a bath of water where their kidneys are
Oh my
removed,
God.
And
Ugh.
it's probably that. It's probably, what happened.
But for me anyway, personally, what an awkward introduction to, like, abortion.
Yeah.
I had no idea what they were talking about. Like,
I knew what they were talking about.
you did? Mm-hmm. Kyle?
I mean, I figured it out later on, but I mean, I watched this late in my life too, so I had some context for it. But also, it is interesting that this was made in 1987,
Yeah.
and there's still some very, I guess, I don't know if they were trying to be accurate or sensitive to the time period and the language and everything, but was a little vague.
All right, so I'm not a total moron over here.
Just a
No,
little.
I think it was definitely intended to be a little bit, yeah.
Because that's, I mean, we're talking about ethical, issues the whole film, and that was a huge central plot point and theme of the movie. So I think that the language they were using and the outrage and the confusion around it is definitely part of what they were trying to
It's
portray.
another thing, because they never explicitly say what the procedure was, when the dad refuses to shake Johnny's hand, remember that? The dad comes out, he's got his little doctor bag with him that they used to carry around, and everybody's so happy, well, not happy, but they're so relieved, and they have gratitude that they want to express, and the baby's dad doesn't shake Johnny's hand. He just walked away from him.
Yeah.
So disrespectful. Why would you be so angry about this? You just helped like a sick person.
How old were you when
But
you
there was
saw
stigma. Probably 9 or 10.
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
very confusing.
I was 16.
Yeah, it was
I'm pretty sure I watched actually younger than 10.
Wow.
yeah, and I also
Just
didn't
always been in my life. I live
Can't
inside
remember
the
a time
movie.
it wasn't there.
I didn't understand why Penny was so like baby. We should have done clips, man. We should have gotten clips for this one.
know.
Yeah.
Shit. Anyway, baby, is
that
that your
your
real
name?
name? Well, let me tell you something, baby. You don't know something. See,
You
I
don't
didn't
know shit about my problems.
Does she say that?
That's what she says.
Yes.
And I'm like, what is the problem? To me, it appears as a little kid like it looks like you have a tummy ache. You've only been doing is holding it. All right,
But
we can
honestly,
move
that's
on.
what
Let's move
makes Robbie's comment worse when Baby tries to confront him about it. And he's like, some people matter and some people don't. And then he hands her
Oh
the
my
fountainhead.
God.
And I was like, oh my God.
I should watch this now with my whole outlook on class. And
I should
get
watch
really
it again,
angry.
too.
It's
All
so
right.
awful.
Well-prepared podcast,
Well researched.
as we always are.
Move us along.
Well
here.
Let's
prepared.
watch this movie before we talk about
I'm
it.
gonna try to wrap this up
That
faster.
would be really crazy.
It's going. I feel like this is going way too long. Longer than any.
This is good, though, because we're
explanation.
tangenting. We're talking
Yes.
about
This is
things
true.
as
This
they
is
come up.
something to
Keep us going.
We're up to the
Okay.
abortion.
Okay, so they do the dance. They're kind of falling in love. Oh my gosh, such good. Oh, the dance sequences are just. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm lost in the moment.
Yeah, can you describe a little bit more about the lead up to the actual performance, because it's not trivial what they go through to actually get going. Are they enjoying it? Are they?
No, well, it's a little bit of both. And what's really great, if you read up on this film, is that a lot of their scenes when they're practicing for the show are not ad-libbed, but improvised. Or they thought they were just like warming up and they caught it on camera. So that's why a lot of the reactions
That's
are
interesting.
candid. Like the very classic scene where he's behind her and he drapes her arm up on him, and then he like slowly drapes his hand down her chest, and she keeps giggling, right? She keeps laughing. That was completely candid, and that's why Patrick Swayze's face looks so annoyed when she does it every time. Oh my gosh. I mean, what I love about the dancing sequence is that you see her becoming more and more in tune with her body, becoming more sexual. Even her outfits are more like scantily clad, and like I love like the shimmying and the like walking on her toes, and then like she even like putting on makeup and then like posing. I'm doing this in the studio, people. I'm
Yes,
posing
it's happening.
as we go. Oh, it's so great. And then Johnny's kind of like, whatever, you're just kind of annoying.
But you could tell he's softening a little bit
He
to
is
her.
softening.
He doesn't want to. He didn't expect it, because for him, he's very motivated by, I just got to do this to get through the performance so that my partner Penny can have this done. That's what I'm looking out for, because she's my type of people. Baby is very much
Exactly.
the outsider, and so he's like, I got to like play along with this person, literally named Baby, who doesn't know anything about the world, but I got to get it done so I can help out my girl.
Yeah.
Wow. I like when she bailed out on the lift and did the thumbs.
Oh, at the performance, yes. Well, yeah, let's just speed up to that. They get to the performance, and she doesn't do the lift. She does thumbs. Hilarious scene. And they're driving back, and she's changed, and he's looking at her in the mirror. All of a sudden, he has respect for her a little bit, or something. They get back. They find out the abortion was awful. It's a dirty knife and a folding table. Awful. She goes and runs to her father. who I guess has amazing antibiotics, and like I don't even know what he could have done with just his doctor bag to save from this like horrifying abortion that just happened. I think about that, like how much pain in the
it's like the beginning of the opiate crisis right there. When he prescribed it to her, he's like, there's some new stuff that's really gonna help you feel better.
Oh my god.
Even the cousin says that like he didn't use any ether on her. He could hear her screaming from the room. Oh my god, it's just horrifying.
It is horrifying.
And
I remember that really fucking me up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, growing up was not something that I thought about every day, and was not something I was expecting when I saw the movie. I was not on a date, but I was with somebody that I liked, and we were in a group of friends, and everybody was kind of watching it, and it was the same kind of thing. People were like, oh, Dirty Dancing is fun, and then we're like, all right, so we're hanging out. Everybody said there's probably like 12 people there just chilling on the couch, having fun, and I was, of course, a cinephile from day one, so I'm watching this, and is nobody not understanding the gravity of what's happening right now? Like, getting really upset by it. Like, nobody else cared, so...
Focus on the music.
Right, exactly.
That's so great. Yeah. So, that whole scene happens. The dad walks out, thinks Johnny's the father, won't shake his hand. And, yeah, it was just a very highly intense, emotional night. And after it all goes down, Baby goes to Johnny's cabin. And he's all shirtless, I think.
Listening to
You
records.
think? Come on.
We know.
Hella shirtless.
Oh, God.
Swayze.
Those black pants. He has such a... Oh, my gosh. Like 2 scoops of butter.
You just mimed grabbing his ass.
It's true.
While you were talking about it. I want everybody to know that, too. Anyway.
I'm blushing now. Okay, anyway. Okay, so she goes there.
Patrick Swayze, her kryptonite.
Who knew? Don't even mention Kurt Russell. Oh, my God. Anyways.
Ooh, I have an idea for the next show.
Yes.
Okay. We gotta get through this scene. Let's get through this scene. What happens? They start talking, and because she goes to apologize to him about how her father treated him. And he's like, no, what he did was amazing. I'm nothing. I'm nobody. Mm-hmm. You know, of course he treated me like that. And she's like, no, you're everything. And and I don't even know what he says to her. And
it's kind of like a, but how could this ever work moment, where it's like, but you're from this side of the tracks, and I'm from this side of the tracks. What are we going to do?
And then she says, God, I love this line. I'll see if I don't screw it up. Because he's like, aren't you afraid of anything or something like that? She's like, I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of who I am and what I did and what I saw. But I'm more afraid that I'm going to walk out of this room and never feel the same way about someone as I feel about you. Damn. All right.
Out there.
I remember that line because she gets a little like, her voice chokes up a little bit and whatnot. And she's like, my whole life. Like, I'm not fucking 18 years old.
Yeah. So meanwhile, I should let you all know, while this whole scene was happening, These Arms of Mine by Otis Redding was playing. But as soon as she says that, the record changes and Solomon Burke's Cry to Me comes on. Oh my God. Okay. If you guys, this has worked for me in my own romantic life. If you ever want to lay it down, you start out with the Otis Redding. And then, if it isn't sealed the deal with the Otis Redding, These Arms of Mine, then you lay on the Cry to Me by Solomon Burke.
Wow.
Everyone should just know that.
This has worked.
This has worked. Dirty Dancing taught me everything I knew. I know.
Well, you're looking
doing
at
it wrong my whole life.
I just take my notes out here.
who here is on lockdown and who's not?
Oh,
Is that part of this?
I guess, yeah. What am I trying to say?
I think
I
you
don't
should just zip it and let me finish my story.
All right.
All right. And then she asked, I don't even know what his response was. I don't think it was anything. And then she asked if he will dance with her. And then they start the dancing, and oh gosh, and then the lovemaking happens. And then
Do you think it's Baby's first time?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, it was rhetorical. You guys. Come on. I just want to make sure we covered that base. It's huge.
She looks like she's still wearing a training bra when he takes his shirt off.
She might be.
That was just the 60s. That's what
all right.
expected.
I'm so out of touch. All right.
You weren't alive in the 60s, right?
No. But I did do the Peace Corps. Take that, baby.
There you go.
Yeah, she probably ended up in a fucking trailer at the end of this movie.
That is so upsetting that you say that.
It's a joke. It's a comedy podcast. I have a question I want to do at the end,
funny.
and that is, where are they now?
Okay, well,
do
we're
that
not there
now.
yet. We're
All
only
right,
halfway through the
The
plot.
lovemaking. The virginity lost.
Now we're talking.
Followed by the awkwardness the next morning, right? Ooh. And
Wait, were they awkward the next morning?
they were, because she goes to check on Penny, and Penny's like, "Oh, you just missed your father." And then Patrick Swayze, Johnny, comes in, and they're all like, "Oh, hey."
That's right.
And she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go." Anyway, awkward. And I don't know what happens after that. They're like fall in love or something.
What? That's the movie. Like, help her out.
Okay. Well, her and her father's relationship is now at a silent treatment stage, which is really sad, given like how tight they were. And I think what's even more funny is, I don't know if it's the next scene where she's doing a jigsaw puzzle and it's raining outside, and she's doing a jigsaw puzzle with her dad, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go down to the main house and do charades," and the next cut is her and Patrick Swayze doing it.
Charades.
I love it.
Body language.
So good. It's like, oh, now that's what she does with her free time.
One word, one syllable. Charades.
I don't get that. What are you referencing?
He's talking about sex, I think.
Really?
I have no.
Whatever,
It's
man.
not one syllable.
No, we missed the joke.
I missed the joke.
It's all right. It wasn't funny anyway.
My fault. All right.
All right, so then they're in love and they're dancing. There's that amazing scene wherein they're in the dance room and they're like crying on the floor, and Love is Strange is playing, and oh my gosh, so classic scene.
So she's
classic
in this
scene.
like new dimension of her personality where
Yes.
she's like, I am a sexual being. I have this bad boy boyfriend, which we all know is the most fun. And she's just like relishing it. Meanwhile, that's kind of put in contrast as her path diverges from her sister's path, which is
good point.
becoming more and more sort of following the prescription for the life that she was sort of groomed for, which is her sister's getting really serious with Robbie, and Baby's kind of like, I see what you're doing there, but I'm not really into it. Check me out over here. Like, I got these dance moves. I got this guy who's dreamy.
But she's not saying check me out over here. She's hiding it.
No, she's feeling it. She's feeling herself.
Yeah,
she's
she's
like
feeling herself.
She sees her sister over there and is kind of like, all right, that seems like maybe that's not what I want. Return to the journey of self-discovery, where she's
Her sister's-
kind of
yeah, her
in
sister-
conflict.
She's having a struggle because her father, who was, she was her father's favorite, now her father's paying more attention to the sister who's following the traditional path.
Yeah.
Lisa, what number will you be singing to? I feel pretty. Or something. Or I feel pretty. What do you think, Daddy? Remember, that's so awkward.
Yes.
And she winds up doing the waka waka away. Her whole dance number is so
Baby's like, I don't think I need to be in that.
You can waka all you wanna. You can waka. I was like, what is this idiot singing? Granted, I think the older sister's a little bit hot. Is she older than Baby? Did they ever see?
Yes.
I think she's older.
She is, right?
Sister, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have chosen her.
Yeah.
Strictly on looks. Jennifer
More
Grey.
than Baby? Really?
Baby looked like. I'm actually surprised to
Hi.
Kyle's like I'm just saying. I always thought that Lisa was hotter and Baby was.
Oh, Lisa's dumb, I
She's
think.
so
Not that
stupid.
Baby
Yeah,
is the
she's-
smartest either, but
Yeah. Well, no. Baby's supposed to be the genius. She's gonna do the Peace Corps and study like economics and whatnot of developing countries.
Well, I'm here to talk about the movie, not rate women. So let's get back
I
to
got
the
totally
All right.
sucked in. And
I know,
but I
it's
wanted to
okay.
mention Lisa.
It's
She's
okay.
so goofy. She's so goofy. The waka waka.
Yeah.
Her dance number. Oh my god.
Can I
it's
ask
so
a
great.
tangential dumb question?
Yeah, man.
Not ever being a bad boy myself, what's the draw to the bad boy boyfriend?
this whole other episode.
It's well, I think it makes sense because Baby's a fixer, and a bad boy is the answer to the fixer
Needs the
need.
fixing.
Yeah,
Okay.
he needs the fixing.
Yeah. There's also the acknowledgement that maybe you can't go there and do those things as who you are, as the good girl, but you really like to be close to the people that are doing those things and living on the edge because it makes you feel like you're a little closer to the edge.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hypothetical.
And in Johnny's case, his clothes are just better tailored.
Hypothetical. That's what I've heard.
That's not something I've thought
That's what I've heard. All right. Thank you for your honesty.
Better clothes. Also.
Better clothes.
Better clothes.
All right, well,
Better
then
hair. God, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
we left off with them doing the dance number, Lover Boy. That whole Lover Boy scene where they're doing the back and forth.
By Nikki and Sylvia.
And then who walks in?
Neil.
The nerd. Right? Neil the nerd.
You're the nerd.
And what happens there? What's going on?
Class tension. It's you do the line. You love the line. Say the line.
Oh, well, they're starting to set up for the final show of the season. And Neil has his ideas because he's the nephew of the owner, the Kellermans, right? Mm-hmm. And Neil goes, I thought that for this year's closing routine, we could do the pachanga.
The
Really shake things up.
Really shake
Wow.
things up.
There you go. And Patrick Swayze, we'll do the pachanga. Great idea, right?
And Baby's like, why didn't you stick up to him? And he's like, I can't, he's the boss. I'm going to get fired if I don't. She's like, we got to do that. And it's just, it shows.
But wait, before we go any further, because we're getting close to the conflict, right? We're getting close
We're
to
almost at the conflict?
well, the Johnny,
Wake up, everyone.
the Johnny conflict.
You better sleep until now.
I forgot.
We're gonna bring it on.
I forgot when in the movie does Baby accuse Johnny of taking advantage of the trophy wives and the cougars, but then Johnny has to say, no, Baby, you don't get it at all. I wasn't taking advantage of them. Kathryn, finish the quote.
They were taking advantage of me.
Yeah. That's
Slipping diamonds and 20s in my pockets and all that
such
kind
a
of
great
stuff.
He made it seem like it was such a burden. What a joke. At that moment, I'm like, Johnny's the victim here? Wow.
Johnny.
Anyway,
piece
but
of meat.
he didn't appreciate being treated. When did that happen in the sequence of events? I'm forgetting when that, because that scene to me is so memorable.
It happens during, or excuse me, after one of their lovemaking sessions. She asks him, have you had many women?
Have you had many women?
But she
And-
says, have you had many women?
So ridiculous.
And he has to do the thing
Wake
that
up,
guys
lady.
do and like, what? Try to buy himself time, right? Like, what? What are you talking about? Get out of the bed, get dressed, and she has to repeat the question. Mm-hmm. And he's like, zipping up his fly and explaining it all, right?
It's like, do I divide by 2? Do I divide by 3? What's it going to be? There's clearly a right answer, and I don't know what it is.
But he does answer it sincerely. And you find out that, he thought he was making it so big, but then he realized that, like, because they thought that they cared about him, but they don't give a shit about him. And Johnny just wants to be cared about.
Like,
That's true. He was honest, actually. He did, in
was.
fact, divulge it. He enjoyed it at first, right?
yeah.
Because also, what a fake, what a phony if he pretends like he never had that moment. Like,
No, he did.
I think it was,
Of like, yo.
I got it made. No, but it makes it genuine, it makes it believable, right?
Yeah.
It is. And I think after that scene is when you see the Waka Waka Whaley of Lisa's song. And then what's important of that is because one of the trophy wives is like, oh, tonight's our final night, lover. And he's like, okay. And then her husband who's there is like, hey, Johnny, he tries to give him money, like, give my wife some extra dance classes.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. I have an all-night
Ugh.
game. And he's
Don't
like,
remember that.
and he's like, I'm all booked up with the show. He gives a good answer.
Gives the money back.
He gives the money back, and Baby sees him, but it's all played off. Yeah, but she pretends she doesn't see him. He doesn't.
And Lisa's walking up on the stage, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how that all goes. And then the next scene, I don't even know what happens after that, actually.
Well, remember earlier how I said that this movie was like a weird introduction to me for abortion? It was also a weird introduction to me for the whole concept of trophy wives and cougars. What is that? What is he giving that guy money to hang out with his wife? You're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
He's paying. You don't remember this apparently, but
I remember. Yes, I remember.
paying
that.
Johnny Castle. Hey, give my wife some extra
He's
dance
in on
lessons.
it.
He's
is
in
what
on
you're
it.
saying.
Oh, yeah,
You're
he
like,
totally knows.
dude.
I couldn't believe it. Like, does this exist? Shit.
Shit.
Where can I get in on that?
Well, I didn't want to say that because you get all mad, but at the same time, I'm thinking, no, I actually did. Hey, another tangent. Later on in life, I had an opportunity to be the
Gigolo
Johnny
days.
Castle to somebody, to people, and I turned it down. Because I remember Johnny Castle. No, it's not because I remember Johnny Castle. It's because my mom gave me advanced warning. She's like, you're going to be working at this high-end place and people are going to, you know... I was like, people are going to what? You know? Totally clueless, you know? Just make sure you take care of yourself. I'm like, all right, enough with this veiled language. What are you trying to warn me about, Ma? And she told me all about that shit. I'm like, oh my God.
Damn.
More money than brains, those people out there.
Apparently. All right.
Bring it home.
Okay.
So we can have some time to analyze the legacy.
I kind of thought we were doing that.
We
right
are.
now. All right.
I want to talk about the ramifications of the film in culture now. So I want to
okay.
get to the finale here.
All right. The finale is... there's some missing purses and wallets at Kellerman's. And because the trophy wife was wronged or, you know, stood up by Johnny, she decides to take it out on him and accuse him of being the one, or say she thinks she saw Johnny around where some missing wallets were. And Baby's like, no, because obviously Baby was totally banging him that night, so obviously, you know. Anyway, and she's like, no, it couldn't have been him. And her dad's like, why? And she's like, I can't tell you. And he's like, I'm so
Not
sick
this
of this. No more abortions.
You're a stranger to me, baby.
Oh, God. And so, anyways, so then she's like, I know Johnny didn't do it because he was in his room all night, because I was with him.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Let the world know.
And so they find out that these two old people have been, like, running amok and stealing all these wallets from all these different resorts. They were the ones that fingerprinted their water glasses, and they're wanted in Arizona, Texas. Okay, sorry, I can't help it. It's just
Johnny Castle breaks down the whole case. That's right.
Detective Johnny shows up.
And she's so excited. She's like, oh, then you got off then? And he's like, no, baby, I'm out. Because it doesn't matter, because she found out. Anyway, everyone found out that they slept together. Oh my gosh. And Baby's so upset because she, like, ruined her reputation and her family's reputation. It was all for nothing. And he's like...
That's some great quotes.
And he's like, no, it wasn't. You know, what you did was so great, and I didn't know anyone could stand up for another person like that, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, gosh, so great. So great. And then... I know, I really need to speed it up, I'm sorry. But there's so many great scenes.
Then he peels out to She's Like the Wind.
Oh, She's Like the Wind.
Who wrote these songs? Anyway.
Right. Close to me. Oh my gosh. Can't look in her eyes.
Sing it, girl.
She's out of my league. Just a fool to... Look at it. She's into it.
All right.
All right.
Katherine's
She's
dancing.
Like the Wind. Okay. Peels out to She's Like the Wind. And that's when she has... The showdown, though, the face-off with her father. This is a very crucial scene.
That's right.
Where her father's just, like, so disgusted with her. And she just lays it out for him. She's like, you know, I know you're disappointed in me, but I'm disappointed in you, too. And that the world isn't what you taught me it was. And I had to learn that the hard way. And if you really love me like I love you, then you should love every part of me, no matter how I am.
Real talk.
It was so good. And the cry. And her dad, actually, that's a wonderful actor. Rest in peace. Oh, so good. Okay. Cut to the last scene. The final show of the weekend. And everyone's there. Her sister's on stage. And they're doing the end. They're saying the owner's saying some slightly racist things, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go. You can lose slightly on that.
And then all of a sudden, you know, you see the staff in the back all like...
Moody,
so 80s looking. Not
Summer's
60s.
over. Where are we going to go next? Gotta check Craigslist for a seasonal gig. Although they didn't have that, so I don't know where they're going.
I know, right?
They're going to get on that circus train.
That doctor.
And then who walks in? Johnny walks in, walks straight to the table. Nobody puts Baby in a corner. Takes her, puts her on the stage. Everyone just kind of like peels away. He goes to the mic and he says something like, every year I always end the summer doing a show, but someone this year said I couldn't do it. Well, I'm going to do it anyway because someone taught me that you should stand up for what you believe in, blah, blah. And that amazing person is Frances, whatever her name is. And
Houseman.
Houseman, yes. And then all of a
We're
sudden,
doing this podcast.
Houseman, yes.
Just drop names.
and then he puts on the record, I've had the time of my life, and it plays. And they do the dance. And then all of a sudden, her parents are like, oh, she's a woman.
Ugh.
Oh. And then
Not only that, but remember the dad has the truth revealed to him through...
I know we're not there yet, man.
Oh.
Stop ruining it.
All right.
Don't rush me.
Wow. Don't ruin the retro
Synopsis
review.
is not over.
Plot summary.
Synopsis is not over.
All right, the dance scene. Patrick Swayze jumps off the stage. It's so great. Doing all the things. She does the lift.
She does it. The one that she did the finger guns
The
to?
thumb,
The
yeah.
thumb. The thumb. Finger guns is like a very close second to that
Yeah,
move.
totally.
And it's so good. And everyone's dancing. Everything's great. Even the old ladies are dancing. They're all doing the same dirty dancing moves. So great. So great. Then
Panning shot out of the room.
panning shot. Then you see the dad go over to Robbie and try to like give him money for medical school, and Robbie's like, "Oh, thanks, and thanks for taking care of Penny. Some people just suck, and they deserve it." It's ultimately what Robbie says. And then the dad takes the money out of his hand and puts it back in his pocket, walks away, and then Johnny and Baby are heading towards the door, and the dad stops him, and he goes, turns to him and he says, "I know you weren't the one who got Penny in trouble." And Johnny's like, yeah. And the dad goes, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. Which is a line I've used so often in life. Like, oh, it really sells people. Like, if you really have done something wrong and you admit it and say that line, it gets you out of everything.
Kind of.
There you go.
This is kind of your handbook a little
Yeah,
bit.
right?
The sexy moves, the
you
moral
go.
compass that came out
The
of it.
moral compass.
I'm into it.
What can I say? I started very young with Dirty Dancing. It's
There you
always-
go. It was
All right. And, yeah, I think it just ends from there, right? They're just
They
What's
dance.
left?
They
They just
dance it
dance,
out.
Dance.
and they just dance and owe it all to you, 'cause I've had the time of my life. All right, we're done. The end.
Yeah.
The end.
Finally.
And with that, we're out of time. We are almost out of time. But, yes, great analysis, plot summary throughout. So the big questions that come after this are, what happened and what is here now because of this movie? Like, what impact did it have on society?
Well, I think we
Go.
all know what happened with my life because of
Yes.
this movie.
So we've talked a lot. I mean, corny, yes. I mean, very 80s. The plot is ridiculous at times and what needs to happen to advance it. But I think it tackles a lot of big issues and does things in a very different way from a lot of movies that are very similar to this. Did you identify that as well? In terms of that exploration, like that discovery and I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I feel like someone else should talk, actually. about this movie.
How did you feel
Yeah,
about it,
go.
Catherine?
Well,
You watched it a billion times.
Well,
so.
yeah, after having it live inside my brain for a year, I think that where we are now is that the thing that kind of sticks out for me is that the time frame is kind of conflated. Like, it's an 80s movie, and it's like holds like a big place in like kind of the 80s like pop culture ness of our, like, I don't know, shared brain and understanding. But then it's also this like very dated like 50s time 60s time capsule. So I think what it really shows is that at that point in the 80s, a lot of those issues were still sort of taboo to talk about. So like the abortion, the fact that they never like came right out and said it, is that because it's kind of a time capsule of the 60s, or because in the 80s maybe it was still something that wasn't I don't know, totally okay to talk about outright in a movie. So I don't know, I feel like there's all the same kind of things that we sort of circle through. Race, class, status, money.
Right at the top, initially, Top Gun was uttered in the same sentence as this, and were compared together. And I think that the portrayal of women is vastly different in the two films, pretty
Very
clearly.
true. Yeah.
So can you talk about what successes you both feel like this has in the portrayal of women as opposed to some other I'm just going to drop a stupid term, beefcake films that might exist from 80s or other genres of movies.
Woo!
What is it?
Call out the feminist rant.
Oh gosh,
The stage could not be set more. This is your time.
this is the time of my life.
Oh my
Oh, now we're out of time.
All right, I'm sorry.
No, that's good.
Gosh, I feel like I don't know, everything that Kathryn said really hits on the nail about just oh gosh, I don't even know.
Well, one thing that I see that's
Yes,
sort of a commonality
words.
between those two films about the women is that their context exists within the context of a man. And so who they are and what they're achieving is like, at least in Dirty Dancing, kind of spurred forward because of this person, Johnny, showing Baby the way and kind of helping her move forward. But then in Top Gun, I feel like Charlie is sort of doing her thing and is sort of existing in this like male-dominated field, like looking so great with her 80s style and definitely a style icon for me. But then she gets kind of derailed by Tom Cruise's character, Maverick. And so I think like it's the female's like story and line is sort of like the context is given by the man and it's sort of derivative, and that's what I don't like.
Interesting.
That's a really good point. I've never seen Top Gun, so I can't really speak to the female character in that. But I will say, yes, Baby's entire metamorphosis is catalyzed by Johnny for sure. But at the same time, I like that she isn't a completely different person with a completely different personality. Like she would, I feel like even though she did new things, right? She learned a dance move that she would never have learned. But I still feel like she's still the same person. Like she's still going to go to the Peace Corps, but now she's just going to be more her own person.
I think it's time for
Segue time.
Where are they now?
Kathryn, we'll start with you. Kathryn, where are they now? Let's do Johnny and Baby Francis. We'll do Lisa. and
This will be our final segment.
and Neil and Robbie. Why not, right?
Let's do it.
Because the parents
We
is
should
dead.
each take one. How about that?
No, go do the
No,
whole thing.
I
do the
can't
thing.
do the whole list. Well,
All right,
okay.
where do you think Johnny's at?
Johnny and Baby did not work out. Like any summer romance, it fizzles when the leaves change. I think she probably thought they were maybe gonna have something. Maybe she was like, I'm gonna live in New York City for like the next year, and then realized that it was really hard to make it on her own. Johnny was probably like, maybe we don't have as much chemistry. I don't want to carry you on through the next journey. And I think Baby probably like dicked around for a little while and like tried a few different jobs, and then I don't know what happened. I feel like it probably derailed her a little bit more, and I haven't thought beyond what happened after that.
Is Johnny Baby's manic pixie dream girl?
Yes.
What does that mean?
What's that term?
Yes.
You've said this before, and I have no.
A manic pixie dream girl
It's a trope now.
is a trope. It's a term given to women, usually. They're quirky and anyway, long story short is ultimately a guy will attach themselves and she will push them into becoming a whole person, and then once they're there, they just dump her. But the whole point though is that the manic pixie dream girl is never treated as a person. She's just a thing.
Just a proxy.
She's just a proxy. She is just an accessory that takes you to a different place and makes you more of a person. But ultimately, you've never actually treated her like a human being.
Dang.
There's many films recently, and this has been a topic we've talked about before, Andrea, but it has become quite a noticeable trend in films recently, and people are trying to identify and bucket from the movie world, as it is very derivative and stereotypical. And
500 Days of Summer is a great example of manic pixie dream girl and the guy who attaches himself to her.
Can there be a manic pixie dream guy though? Like,
Well, that's what he's saying. Is Patrick Swayze
Oh.
Baby's manic
That's what
pixie
he's
dream
saying.
girl
Yeah.
guy?
yeah.
Look at that deep analysis.
Manic Pixie Dancer.
Tiny dancer.
All right, where's baby, Andrea?
All right. Well, you guys don't know this, but there is a deleted scene from on the DVD that
I was
shows.
bold to say Kathryn didn't know.
And it's a scene where in the last scene of the film where they're on the dance floor and baby's like, I'm gonna go. They're all so against us. I'm gonna go to the Peace Corps. You're gonna do your dancing, and they're just so against us. And how we're gonna make it work? But how are we gonna make it work? And Johnny's response is, "We just gotta fight harder, harder."
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Yeah." And then they kiss, and I'm so glad they cut it out of the movie because it kind of like. It's so unbelievable.
Yeah.
But even so,
they're not together.
Well, yeah, I know they're not going to be together. I do think she goes to the Peace Corps, but I also think that she, probably ends up not marrying a Robbie or a Neil.
Yeah,
and
that's for sure.
Maybe actually does some real work with an actual perspective that's not white privilege or white savior when she goes down to these places.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I think happens to Baby.
So you think she had the follow through?
I think she followed through. Johnny, who, if you guys have seen Dirty Dancing Havana Nights, we know ends up in Cuba.
What?
So, as
Is Patrick Swayze in that?
he
I've
makes
never
a
seen it.
cameo.
Oh,
Yes.
good God. Are you
He
serious?
does. He's there in one scene. He's a dancer. He's just in the background, and that's that. He's a dance instructor.
So we know what happens to you. We don't have to answer that question.
Yeah. Well, I let you guys know.
Now we know.
He's
And
an
then-
expat in Cuba.
Lisa, who knows?
Married with kids,
Yeah.
living in Connecticut.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or Vermont.
Neil
Yeah.
owns Kellerman's, but it's not doing so well. He's probably married, but probably cheating on his wife. Robbie has
Meth.
a venereal disease.
Robbie is meth now. On the street.
Yeah.
Maybe got his doctor's license taken away for writing prescription medications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the rich
Wow.
women at the camp.
Totally.
Yeah.
Opioid
Robbie.
crisis.
You did it. Yep.
Close the loop.
Shit, I had Neil and Robbie as Goldman Sachs
Whoa.
dickheads.
Oh.
Where is Penny? I would love to know.
Penny.
Oh, I think she started working for the SPCA in a small town and is helping take care of shelter animals.
Did
I
she
think
like
she had a
animals?
happy
And I think
ending.
she
No,
also-
I don't know, but I think that would be a nice peaceful ending for
But
her.
I think she also teaches children to dance because she's an amazing dancer.
Yeah.
Honestly,
She is.
in the scenes, if you watch her feet, oh my gosh, her called plantas. She's on the balls of her feet, her footwork is amazing.
I thought Johnny Castle, Patrick Swayze's hair whipping was incredible at the end.
Oh jeez, that
Yeah.
hair. So
No, the
good.
way he whips his fucking head around, it's enough to give me a headache. Just like this. And by the way, after he jumps off the stage and he does that pirouette, that spin, oh my God, he's going to 8,000 RPMs. That spin is intense.
Why his jeans are so tight? It's just it's a typical
Aerodynamic.
force.
Well-
Patrick Swayze was a dancer, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a she was trained in ballet as well.
But here's a little trivia for you. The jump off the stage and that spin, stunt double.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
What a roller coaster!
Yeah.
My God!
So you broke hearts today, James.
I'm kidding. I
Bro.
had that one in my pocket the whole time.
All right, do we grade retro reviews? I don't
Yeah.
even remember.
Yeah,
All right,
we give Rocky a grade and whatnot, yeah.
we do letter grades.
Okay.
Start with Andrea.
Oh jeez,
What's the scale though?
it's A to
A
F.
plus to
I-
F minus, you know.
Yeah.
On what? Just all of it?
Overall.
You can,
yeah.
Overall.
It's a very
you can
Oh,
grade
God.
it however you want and give any context you want for it.
I'm going to give it actually an A minus
Ooh.
because I've watched the deleted scenes and the extended and alternate and whatever, and the movie was very well edited considering all the crap that they had.
Ready to hand out that Oscar envelope for best editing? Dirty joke.
And it also has one of the best soundtracks of all time. I grew up on that music, so yeah.
All right, A minus.
And
Catherine?
Patrick Swayze. Oof.
Yeah, I was gonna say Patrick Swayze's abs, A plus.
A plus.
Abs.
Extra credit. My grade will, because it's my grade to give, right? It doesn't
It
have
is
to be.
your
All right,
grade
it's
to
my
give.
grade to give. I'm gonna give it a B minus because it's up there. It's definitely not average, but all the A films in my book are all sci-fi films, so that's like a whole other thing. So like I can't give up an A grade to.
Interesting.
We'll have to talk more about that another time.
Like Starship Troopers.
That has some merits that we could talk about, but like I'm talking about Alien or Contact.
Contact.
Not Arrival.
I love Contact so
really?
much. Oh yeah, I love it so much. James?
I'm going to go with a B. Solid B. There's no denying that this movie is really addicting. The soundtrack is great.
Yeah.
Believe it, I mean, the writing is a little corny. The writing and even the lyrics to the songs, like "Hungry Eyes," that's fucking corny, right?
Such a great song.
"Hungry Eyes," one look at you and I can't disguise. Who wrote this? Anyway, a fucking fifth grader.
A genius that you're now singing the songs to.
Well, that's the
someone
thing.
New.
The song's corny.
I've got
A
you
lot of the
on
dialogue
my
corny,
side.
but you remember
Very
it
literal.
all. Like you remember it all. Like we all remember, like that whole scene where baby, every time baby pours her heart out, you remember it. Like she starts out with a very serious tone to that, and then just lays it on thick, and you remember that.
Yeah.
You remember Johnny like being so grateful to baby. Like you remember all these fucking things.
Can I like remember the person's name that I just met? No. Like, can I remember a phone number? No. Is part of my brain taken up by the lyrics to Hungry Eyes? Yes. And that's the real tragedy.
And I give it a good solid grade too, because you can't deny the rewatchability factor, which Kyle and I talk about a lot. Like there are certain movies that you'll at any point if it's on you'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll pick at any point you'll pick up this movie and watch it.
Yeah.
Right?
Out of the shower, sitting in your towel on the couch, like I just have to watch the rest of this.
There you
it's
go.
On. This is what
It's
I have
on.
to do.
We're doing it. This is my day now.
Yeah, I have no choice. The universe has chosen for me.
I too was gonna say B-, but our conversation has swayed me to a B based on the amount of context that we've given it, and I don't really feel like I have seen it recently enough to know more about it. So we'll go B. Solid B.
Very good.
Excellent.
All right.
Well, with that, we are now officially out of time. Catherine, Andrea, thank you so much for being here. That was a lovely discussion. It's so much fun. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us.
Bear
Yes.
too much on this.
Thank you for inviting me, Andrea.
We will do this more. That was great. Thank you again, Catherine, for being here for the first time. Braving the storm here. Loud on the Set with Kyle and James, and today, Andrea and Kathryn. Thank you all for being here. loudontheset@gmail.com. Send us what you think of Dirty Dancing. You've seen it, and if you haven't, I think we gave a pretty thorough analysis here that you can feel like you've seen it. Just look up some pictures of Patrick Swayze and everybody, and you'll be fine in the soundtrack, and you'll be good. Yeah.
It's almost like a one-to-one, minute-by-minute.
There it is, almost.
Is this a 90-minute
by
podcast?
Pretty close. You can find us on YouTube and iTunes, anywhere you get podcasts. We're there. Thank you both again for being here. Send us your thoughts on Dirty Dancing. We'd love to know what you have to say. And if you haven't, go out and see it.
See you later.
Bye.
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 And cut.